Hello everybody, my name is Alesh Eisner and welcome to the Canadian Money Talk, the channel about Canadian investing and personal finance. Please like and subscribe. I record 2 videos per week, so make sure you ring the notification bell to get notified each time one comes out. Today I want to talk to you about value averaging, which is an intelligent version of dollar cost averaging. You could say it is dollar cost averaging on steroids. It is for hands-on investors, and it comes out of a book that a Michael E. Edelson wrote in 1993. The book was called Value Averaging: The Safe and Easy Strategy for Higher Investment Returns. The PDF is available for purchase, or it is free if your Google foo is strong. Now, value averaging is typically used with several assets at the same time. The investor establishes the desired value over time for the investment based on past return of the asset, the amount the investor would like to have at the end, etc., as described in the book. Then you do a check-in every quarter or every 6 months. Monthly is probably too frequent, and in a non-registered portfolio would likely have tax implications due to the frequent selling, which I will talk about in a sec. So when the value of the asset is below the desired value, that is, you are below the line, a spreadsheet tells you that the investor needs to buy an X amount of shares to get back to the desired value. When the value of the asset is above the desired value, that means you're above the line. The spreadsheet tells you that the investor needs to sell an X amount of shares to get back down to the desired value. During the quarterly or every 6 month check-in, you just have to enter the current price of the asset into the spreadsheet. Now, value averaging is best run in a TFSA or an RRSP because of all the transactions that you could be doing, and you don't want any tax implications. If the market drops significantly, the investor must buy more to get back to the desired value. Therefore, you're taking advantage of the price drop, so you're buying low. If the market goes up significantly, the investor is forced to sell high and has an opportunity to invest the profits in other assets. If your investments, however, are constantly under or over the line, you may want to adjust the line. The spreadsheet makes you do the right thing and prevents emotional investing decisions. It is very logical and organized and makes you buy a lot if the market had just dropped a lot. Value averaging is like dollar cost averaging with intelligence and an exit strategy. It will beat the performance of dollar cost averaging and lump sum investing, according to the book I had mentioned previously. So I would typically run this for 3 mutual funds at the same time. If you're well diversified or one of the mutual funds is a bond fund, it's likely one will be selling, so you will have cash to buy the others. If all of them are buying, you have to come up with the cash. The spreadsheet that I mentioned is available for free on the web. All you have to do is search for value averaging spreadsheet. And if you have even basic Excel skills, you can make changes to the desired value easily, and then the rest of it is just formulas. Some downsides of this strategy is that if you need to come up with the money towards the end of your run with this strategy, when the portfolio is large, you may need to come up with a large amount of money. Of course, this is the case with pretty much any investing strategy where you're supposed to buy low, but that is one of the deficits of the strategy. The second problem, possibly, is that it's not automated because you have to do the transactions yourself. It's a different number of shares each time. So even for somebody who's somewhat hands-on, this is a great strategy and not a problem. Financial advisors don't want to do this for you because it's a lot of transactions and possibly a lot of forms to fill out. So they would prefer dollar cost averaging because you set something up and you just let it run. This one, every quarter you have to look at and do something different. Here we have an example of a value averaging spreadsheet. I had chosen to make this 4 periods per year, so that's all something that you can preset here. You can see here's the dates, so they're quarterly. Every 3 months we have a check-in, and here's my desired value line. So based on a formula, which is taking the items up here into consideration, you can see what the value is supposed to be. And so everything else here is formulas. And as I said, this is all downloadable. And so if I put in a value of $13 for this random mutual fund, you can see how things recalculate here. So I can also put in if I got any additional shares since then, and it tells me the number of shares that I owned before rebalancing. In number of shares, the total value is 53, but because I'm supposed to be at 64,000, it tells me, well, you need to buy almost $11,000 worth and 839 shares, and you're going to have this many shares after the rebalancing is done. That's because the value that I put in of 13 is below the desired value line. So if I put in 17, just for fun, we had a really good quarter, you will get that you actually need to sell $5,600 worth or 332 shares. You'll notice, according to the formulas, the shares are rounding down. So we have purchase fractional shares. I have a 0 as a no, so this formula will not have any fractions. So depending on where you enter the value, whether it's above the line or below the line, you will get whether you need to buy or sell. Really, the only thing that you would typically be entering is this column, and possibly if you purchased any additional shares, you would be entering in this column, and the spreadsheet does everything else for you. If you have any requests on what you would like me to cover in future videos, please put that into the comment section. Please like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and may you have a profitable day.